We shall open now the Red Book of Westmarch to recount a tale from the very closing of the Third Age. This is a story not of the great deeds of kings, nor the council of wizards, but of a heroism of a much humbler sort, found in the heart of a truly faithful beast. And let us begin, as all true tales must, in the thought of Iluvatar, before even the shaping of Arda itself. For it was decreed in the first music that even the discord sown by Melkor, the great enemy, would in the end serve only to create a harmony more profound than was first conceived, that from great evil a greater good may arise.
And this grand theme, this very music which governed the fall of Gondolin and the ruin of Numenor, found its echo, not in the clash of mighty armies, but in the mire of a Breland yard, and in the heart of one simple creature. Ancient scrolls tell of the autumn of the year 3018 of the Third Age. It was then, in the town of Bree, that a creature, half-starved, bony, and utterly dispirited from the cruelty of his master, first crossed the path of those who would become the Fellowship of the Ring. You see, the beast was a mirror to the soul of his owner, a treacherous man by the name of Bill Ferny. Yet, in The Hobbit, Samwise Gamgee, the sight of this wretched animal stirred not scorn, but a deep and abiding pity. And so, for 12 silver pennies, a price fully thrice the creature's worth, the pony was bought from malice and delivered, at last, into good hands. It is recorded that as the company departed Bree, the man Ferny stood leering, his face full of scorn. But with a well-aimed apple, Samwise gave the first answer to that malice, an act of justice that would, in the turning of the year, find its final completion. And then, in a stroke of simple hobbit wisdom, Samwise gave the pony a new name, Bill. In this way, the name itself was reclaimed from darkness, becoming a quiet prophecy that this loyal beast would come to embody all the virtues that the treacherous man so utterly lacked. Now, the road from Bree to Imladris was a path of great peril, winding through the trackless wastes of Eriador. The pony, whom many thought to be near death's door, proved to possess a strength of spirit that none had foreseen, bearing his burdens without complaint through moor and through mire. And after the grim assault upon Weathertop, when the ring-bearer himself faltered under the wound of a Morgul blade, it was upon Bill's back that the hope of the world was carried. He bore his precious burden so gently as if he understood the true gravity of the quest. Within the hidden valley of Imladris, the pony was restored. Under the care of the Eldar and the abiding love of a hobbit, the shadow of his past was washed clean away. The bony, dispirited creature was gone, and in his place stood a pony sleek and strong, filled with new life. When the Fellowship prepared to march south into Shadow, some thought it kinder to leave the beast in the safety of the valley. But Samwise, reading the plea in the pony's eyes, declared that Bill himself willed to go, becoming, in a real sense, the 10th member of the company. But the road led them at last to the dark gates of Khazad-dûm, and the long dark of Moria was no place for a pony. A sorrowful choice was laid upon Samwise, for the bond of loyalty had to be broken, and a hard farewell had to be made at the edge of that black water. With those words, Samwise released his companion into a wilderness haunted by great evil wolves, the wargs of the enemy, and worse, the nameless horror of the Watcher stirred in the dark lake beside them. Truly, all hope for the pony's survival seemed utterly lost to the shadow. Samwise mourned him as dead, another loss in a journey already filled with sorrows. And yet, the tale of Bill the Pony was not ended there at the stone gates of the Dwarven realm. His part in the great music was not yet played out. The chronicles, you see, do not speak of his journey. They leave a silence, a question, that turns the mind from the chances of the world to the consideration of deeper truths. For how could a simple beast of burden possibly survive such a path, all alone? The lore of the Eldar speaks of a concept they call Estelle. This is not hope, which is a thing of the mind, but a deeper trust. It is a faith in the very author of the music, a belief that goodness is woven into the very fabric of creation, far beyond the sight of mortal eyes and the circles of this world. Thus, it may be understood that the pony's survival was not a simple matter of chance. His journey was a testament to that quiet grace which preserves the innocent and the faithful. It was a small, clear note of Estelle made manifest in the wild. A year passed, the War of the Ring was fought and won, and the hobbits, having seen the ruin of the Dark Lord in Mordor itself, turned their faces at last toward home. The road led them once more to Bree. And there, in the stables of the Prancing Pony, the innkeeper, Barlaman, spoke words of absolute wonder. The pony had returned. Alone against all possible odds, he had found his way back, walking into the yard as if from a short journey and not from the very edge of doom. And so the promise of the first music was fulfilled, even in this small tale. The malice of Bill Ferny had led only to his own ruin, his name forever a mark of treachery. But the creature he had abused, through loyalty and endurance, was made whole and honored. The discord was resolved into a more wonderful harmony. His journey ended where all good journeys should, in the green pastures of the Shire, cared for by the master who loved him. He knew peace in his final days, a quiet reward for a service so faithfully rendered. In this simple truth lies a wisdom far deeper than the mines of Moria and older than the crowns of kings. The small things of the world, the humble and the overlooked, they possess a heroism all their own and are most worthy of remembrance in the great tales. And so we close the book on this tale. Let the listener now ponder this. If such courage and such trust can be found in a humble beast of burden, where then shall we look for the true measure of heroism? Not in the bright sword, perhaps, but in the quiet, unwavering loyalty of the heart.